Hey everyone, we are back for our next theories.
Yep.
And we're excited about this because this one has been going around.
Yeah.
And there's another one kind of going around that we're kind of going to look into more. But this one is Tamlin Gwen's father? I don't know, what do you think? I kind of think he is.
I'm on the fence. I mean, reading a lot of it, yeah, but then again, we always say when we read a theory, we think it's true.
Well, and yeah, we do.
That's it.
We have
that has
like
to
you
be.
heard me just say, I think it's true. I don't know. Yeah, you're right. We do. We always fall for everyone's theories. But I mean, then there's so many theories. It's like, which one could really be the right one? I don't know.
I know.
We have issues. But I don't know. Like, I guess when we find a theory we're going to do and we start reading everyone's thing or comments, it makes it easier to go, well, that makes sense.
Exactly.
We kind of have issues with that. But I don't know. We're going to have to put our detective hats on. That's what Sarah said last night. And kind of try to figure this one out.
Well, I kept seeing this one pop up a lot on Tumblr because we're like, okay, what theories video do we want to do next? We were kind of discussing.
We have a list. Yeah. And some things, like what we think, there's not as much information out there as, look at my eyeshadow. Oh my gosh. I guess I didn't blend that good. Excusez-moi. Anyways, that's the problem when you can see yourself.
I know. You know what? And I've discovered rewatching our videos is that I don't look into the camera. I look at myself. So my eyes always go this way.
I don't know. I think I do both. I don't know.
So I apologize if I'm not looking at you in the video. I'm trying to get that right, but
we always notice something wrong with our hair, with our makeup, whatever.
We rewatch it and we go, oh
I even noticed I have a scar. I didn't ever know I noticed from when I was a kid. And I was like, or in high school, I was like, oh, it shows up during my filming.
Just in case
I never realized it was that noticeable. Anyway, we have a list of theories and we kind of mark them off. Some are easier to find a lot on and some of them aren't. So it kind of sometimes makes it difficult.
Yes.
So Sarah was like, well, what about this one? There's a lot going around on it. And I was like, absolutely, because we have heard of this.
We heard about this a while ago when we first started, actually probably around the first time we did, or the first theory video we did, I came across this Tamlin, Gwen's father. And I was like,
and I was like, what?
Yeah, and then now it's starting to get more traction.
This is a small world.
Yeah. So, yeah.
I don't know. You guys they all are sleeping with each other. There's probably babies running around from all these high lords.
All these high lords probably have millions of babies.
They probably all have 100 babies each. I don't know. They've been around for 500 plus years. I mean, they probably have lots of children. Yeah. And maybe some they don't know.
Going through this, I think you guys will see that it does.
I don't know.
Again, this theory's makes sense.
With good old Gwen, and this has nothing to do with who she's going to fall in love with, so we can be in agreement today. Anyway, so we're going to kind of state the first couple things as some things that we do know about Gwen. So first of all is Gwen is 28. We know that.
Yes.
She was conceived during the Great Rite. Now, I wanted to clarify for some of you, because sometimes even we easily forget certain things, and there's so many books that pass. We read other books or time that we're kind of like, oh, what? And then sometimes you guys comment, we're like, oh yeah, we forgot about that or whatever. So I just wanted to clarify a little bit about the Great Rite and then Callan May. So, okay, so it says, remember, the Great Rite. This is when each High Lord must perform the Great Rite, where they allow powerful magic to enter their bodies and seize control of them. It will cause the High Lord to attempt to find a maiden and release magic that will spread through the lands via sex with the maiden and allow crops to grow. So in case you were wondering, because some people said, oh, I'm confused. Isn't it different from the Great Rite?
When we were seeing that, last night.
A lot of people were asking this. So this is why we want to kind of get this, what's the word? Clarify. That's the word. The Great Rite is different from Callan May, but the Great Rite does take place on Callan May.
Yes.
Callan May is the Fire Night celebration, which celebrates the start of spring, which takes place in the spring court. The Great Rite is the ritual that all High Lords partake in. It just so happens to coincide with Callan May. So I just wanted to clarify that because a ton of people, when we were looking these up, had that question. I thought this was different. And there's so many little confusing things, so many parts that are moving that it can get confusing sometimes. I even brought up to Sarah, and you guys, please tell me, because we just talked about this, and she's like, I don't know, maybe we should ask you guys. We probably forgot this, and excuse us for this. You know, we do these theories, we think we would know. We don't. Okay, and this might be a very, we do know, but we don't.
We get the conversation started.
We get it started, then you guys tell us, we go, oh yeah. You guys make us look smart. Okay, so here's our question. Maybe this is a dumb question. I don't know. Please let us know. Does Rhys have to partake in this? And does it have to be a maiden? Can Feyre be the one? Okay, I was trying to like remember. I really just need to reread this whole darn series. Okay, so here's my thing. I know like Lucien was able to take
Tamlin's place
of Tamlin.
Right.
So I'm assuming Rhys can do that. But let's say Rhys does partake in it. Can it be Feyre, or does he have to go to some maiden?
I mean,
well,
I don't know. I mean, because...
Well, is a maiden a virgin, right?
Yeah.
So it would have to be. Guys, are we dumb? Like, clarify. Clarify. Because a maiden would be someone, I would think, pure.
So yeah, because it says it will cause the High Lords to attempt to find the maiden and release magic that will spread through the lands via sex with the maiden to allow crops to grow.
So, okay, so then my question is, I guess Rhys could send someone
in his place.
Because, you know, if I was Feyre, I'd be like, hell no. It's not happening.
Right. Yeah,
You're my man. It's not going to happen. But then think of all the High Lords that actually have wives or a significant other, you know, like, I mean...
Yeah, we don't know. That's a good question.
I mean, it probably was said, and we just probably don't remember. We should reread
It's been like
a while. It's a while.
Yeah, years. So.
Okay, so here we go. And then here's another thing that went on, going back to our things we do know about Gwen, is we know her father has never claimed her. So that's just kind of the start. We're going to say some things we do know about Gwen. So we went on to Tumblr, and this is from Hi Lady Elaine. I liked her name. I mean, she's probably an Elreal fan. In my mind, that's what I'm going to say. Well, she could be a Lucian, actually.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is what she has, and I kind of thought her stuff was pretty interesting, so we're going to start off with her. Okay, she thinks that Gwen is so blatantly Tamlin's daughter, and here is why.
This is the one that made us go, this makes sense.
Yeah, it did, and she has a lot of good information. Like, she really dug deep into some of this. Okay, so she refuses to believe that Sarah J. Maas would have put so much detail and emphasis on Gwen's conception if it wasn't going to be important later on in the series. And I would agree with that. We've all said this. She loves to sprinkle those breadcrumbs.
Right.
We've said this so many times.
Why even bring it up, you know?
Yeah, like, because you could just be like, oh, we don't even need, like, her father, she was, conceived,
and every time
blah, blah,
Sarah
blah,
brings stuff up, it does play a
especially
role
when she says High Lord, and it was on Calamai, the Great Rite, like, you know that there's going to be something more. Because it could have just been like, oh yeah, I was conceived, I don't know who my father is. That could be it, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So I agree with her on that. Okay, so Tamlin's character is obviously inspired by the character Tamlin by Jane Yolen, which is true because I have seen Sarah J. Maas confirm that. It is. She loved the book, and she kind of, probably took a little bit of this and that, because she has the Beauty and the Beast. She's kind of thrown little ideas that she's had, liked, whatever. So here we're going to go into, she describes Tamlin by Jane Yolen, and we'll get into it. It'll all kind of start making sense a little bit, okay? So Tamlin collects, this is the book, Tamlin collects the virginity of any maiden who passes through the forest of Carter Ha. Carter
Ha. I would say
Carter
Ha.
Ha.
Carter Ho.
Carter Ha. Wait, Ha. A young woman walks through this and discovers she is pregnant, and when asked who the father is, she will not reveal his name and declares that the baby's father is an elf. She decides she doesn't want to keep the baby, having no intention of raising it by herself, but Tamlin stops her and states he is willing to raise the child and confesses that he used to be mortal, but was so handsome, most of these men are, that the Queen of Fairies took him for herself and plans to sacrifice him to hell. Okay, so that's the basis. I have not read this book, but I don't know. I might be intrigued.
Right.
Okay, that is
Just that little snippet.
That is the basis of this. So these are her feelings now. So she has her feelings on this. Okay. 1, there are too many similarities in Gwen's revelation for it not to be valid. Also, the Queen of Fairies equals Amarantha, and the Collector of Virginity equals the Great Rite, which would definitely make sense.
Yeah.
I could see that. Okay, another thing is Gwen was conceived on the Great Rite. On the night of the Great Rite, I feel like those 2 words are like a tongue twister. Great Rite. The High Lords of Prythian allow ancient and powerful magic to enter their bodies in order to find the maiden and ensure the continued prosperity of their lands. And if that was my man, I'd be like,
Our land is
our land will go
up
to crap. We won't eat.
We will not
You're
have
mine.
a land.
You're not going anywhere, especially as hunky as these guys are.
I
Absolutely
know,
not. I'm too
I
jealous.
know.
I'm too jealous. It won't work.
Yeah. Well, so far, Reese hasn't had to partake in any Great Rite, right? I mean,
because
him
it's
and
fake.
Feyre
When
have
was
been
the
2
book? It was it like
or a year?
6.
Because this whole thing now has been what, a year?
2 years, I thought.
2 years. Okay, well, so
That's every year.
is it every year?
Are we wrong? 2 years, I thought. I thought from like the start, but she was with Tamlin. I don't know. Is it like 9 months? I don't know. I think it's from like. We're gonna read the books, guys. We want to be smart like you guys.
Yeah.
Okay. Gwen is 28, meaning the only High Lord who would have taken part in this rite would have been Tamlin.
Right?
The other High Lords were under the mountain. Totally makes sense. That's why I think it's her father. Mic drop. Is that where the mic drop would come in?
Yes.
Mic drop.
Right.
I totally agree with this.
So that's
totally
where
do.
I was like, I mean, none of the other High Lords partaked in
remember,
it, right?
Okay, so when Reese leaves under the mountain, he convinces Amarantha, this time of the Calamai, that in the Great Rite, this is when Feyre was there, not 28 years ago, that he needed to go check on Tamlin, right? So to me, that is saying like they can't get out. He had to convince her to do that, and he built up enough of a rapport with her, a trust,
like a trust
that she could, he was sleeping with her, that she felt that she could trust him.
I mean, it was almost 50 years that he was her slave. So
I mean, the only High Lord
would be Tamlin.
I don't think anyone else is just gonna get out to go participate in this,
right?
I mean, that's what I think. That's why I think that's her father. Okay.
That is why.
So then she says, if it was a lesser fae, no one of any significance, if it was a lesser fae, no one of any significance, there would be no reason to mention any of this. This is what we said when we said she would just have brushed over it. Like, oh yeah, I was conceived.
And she says,
I don't know who my father is.
Or like the Calamai,
a High Lord.
The High Lord, she doesn't know her father. So it kind of has, I mean, it does make sense. Why would Sarah mention all of this stuff?
I agree. I totally agree. Gwen states that no one ever showed us, no one ever showed up to ask about twin girls. Okay? Which on one hand, Tamlin may not have known, which could be a very big possibility depending on what the situation was. But also, we should consider that at this point, Amarantha is at large. And if Tamlin would have acknowledged these children, she would have most certainly made them suffer. That to me was like, oh yeah, I never thought of that on my own. But when I read that, I was like, that totally makes sense. She would have totally used that against Tamlin. She would, Well,
she wanted Tamlin. So,
exactly. So she would have totally used that.
So, either he didn't know or he was protecting them. Well, or he just
it could very well go either way. He really didn't know. Or, he just...
I mean, because I wouldn't be surprised if a baby popped up of Reese's. You know what I'm saying? Down the line. By the way, I have 10. Yeah, or, Tamlin has 100, so, all of the High Lords, it just... I wouldn't be surprised.
Those babies, I'm sure they're out there. And they're all related, probably. If you think this is a small world. They're all like probably connected, related. Yeah. Oh, Lord. Can you imagine? Okay, so this is what she says. This is where it gets ridiculous, but stick
But
with
I didn't think this was ridiculous.
I didn't think it was that ridiculous either, but this is what she said.
I thought this was like, oh.
This is what she said.
I know.
Okay, the rite takes place on Fire Night, also known as Callan May, which is thought to be inspired by a Welsh celebration. Callan May, it's spelled different, which is celebrated in Wales on May 1st with bonfires and festivals. That is a real celebration in Wales.
Yeah.
Okay.
I didn't look that up, but
I did go look that up
okay.
to clarify.
She look that up.
She wrote that, and then I just went in because I was like, oh, how do I spell this?
Because Callan May in ACOTAR is one word.
This is different. This is two.
The celebration in Wales, she separated the Callan and the May.
Yes.
So, or not she separated. It
Callan,
is separated. Yeah. So, I mean, Sarah
and
probably
so I Googled it. It is an actual celebration on May 1st. And it is with bonfires and festivities and all that. So it is true.
Yeah,
okay?
So why would Sarah, she
just
combined the two words and put it in ACOTAR.
Same with Tamlin. Tamlin, Okay, Gwen is Welsh. Gwen is a Welsh name, as is the name of her deceased sister, Catherine. Okay? Fire Rite could equal Gwen's copper hair, that it possibly alludes to fire. Mm-hmm. Okay, I can go with that. Tamlin is a musician and he plays the fiddle beautifully. Gwen's instrument is her voice and it is beautiful. Which, a lot of people play music. I mean, that wouldn't be my oh wow moment, but
but it just adds to it.
She feels that it is evident in this small but noteworthy role that this book is from this book that Tamlin's story is far from over.
I believe that
would
too.
Agree with this. Especially,
I think Sarah has something planned for Tamlin.
I do too, guys. I do. I think he's...
Regardless, I know a lot of people say she doesn't like Tamlin, but still it's her character.
It's still a character.
She has something
still a
planned.
Baby of hers. Yes.
Yeah, she has something planned for him. I do believe... I mean, he couldn't have such a big role in these 4 books. And she doesn't have anything
And we started out liking him.
Yes.
And then he turned into a little scummy and we got mad at him. But he has a lot of good... I personally think he's done a lot of good too. So, and she doesn't feel he will have a large role in the next book, but this would certainly be something which could give Tamlin a purpose and perhaps pull him out of his deep darkness he is currently facing. I agree with that. I think maybe this is what, when he finds out or he does know and he meets her, whatever it may be, this may be what kind of brings him back around. A healing thing for him.
And if you think about it, Tamlin doesn't have any love in his life. I mean, he grew up, the only person that loved him, was his mom.
Mm-hmm. He was close to his mom.
So, his father didn't like him, blah, blah, blah. And no one, he never grew up with that.
Or he had friends like Reese and him were good friends. And then that kind of was a problem. Lucian,
And then Lucian is really his only, but right now that's kind of strange.
It's a strange relationship.
He doesn't have anyone to help him bring him out of that
And then
depression.
he had Feyre, and that didn't work out. So he's
now Feyre hates him, rightfully so.
Slump.
Right. So maybe it makes sense, maybe instead of it going with the Beauty and the Beast theory with Elaine, maybe it'll be a child of his that will help bring him out of this depression. And that will be the love.
I almost feel like this makes probably more sense than the Beauty and the Beast theory with Elaine.
Yeah, I can that would make a lot of sense.
A little more, honestly.
But yeah, maybe this is the role or the path he's gonna take, or Sarah's gonna take with Tamlin.
Or I mean, you could throw it that all this is accurate, except for it could still go like a Beauty and the Beast way. Right. It doesn't bring him out. I mean, it could do something like that, but I kind of would agree that this will help him.
Yeah.
I do. I kind of see it
for sure
going this way, actually. And it makes a lot of sense to me. Those breadcrumbs, I tell ya. Okay, so this is from a Reddit user, YouHeyLady14. Okay, she thinks that Tamlin could be Gwen's brother, which we have heard this too. Or is this the one? No, we heard the other one, maybe. Okay, thinks that Tamlin could be Gwen's brother, and she could turn out to be High Lady of the Spring Court. And then I just threw in here, as much as I don't want this, that could explain Azriel too, his mother, being there. And if it's not Elena, because high lady of the Supreme Court or Moos there. She could be. I mean, and then his mother's there. So maybe they are meant to be together.
His mother, okay, I know this is kind of going a little off topic, but I read too that Azriel's mother, there's a Rose Hall in the Night Court, but why would there be two places called Rose Hall?
You know, I tried to look that up and I never got that confirmed. Right. I don't think that's true,
the only Rose Hall that we all know, or that
is in Tamlin, in the Supreme Court.
Yeah, so... I mean, if anybody can clarify that, is there a Rose Hall in the Night Court?
I looked it up. I did not see anything regarding that.
Yeah.
Unless,
I don't remember reading about that either, so I don't know. But that was just
I Googled it and I didn't see it. But, you know, that kind of brought up, like, okay, so maybe they are endgame. As much as I don't want it, just to clarify.
I would like it.
I'm still total Elreal. But, okay, so let's just say she does end up with Azriel. That would make sense. Like, his mother's there. I mean, let's face it, they can get to the Night Court so quick. He can still work for them.
Just
like,
winnow.
Yes, I mean, it's not like
Azriel winnows, far. Right? Azriel winnows.
Yeah, and then that would make their alliance with the Supreme Court very strong, too. Okay, so then this girl says she thinks that Gwen is the bastard child of another High Lord. She feels that Tamlin could get a good redemption arc by helping out Rhys and Lucien. I think I believe he's the father more than the brother myself. I don't know if I'm fully like, with this one. I mean, it could happen. You never know. But I think it makes more sense that he would be the father, to be honest.
Right.
And, you know, he kind of, if you really think about it, he kind of has helped out Rhys and Lucien with the war against Hybern. And he brought Rhys back to life. So it's not like,
that, guys.
I don't know if that would be the redemption arc. I don't think that would be it. Okay, so someone replied, I am a pumpkin seed, replied to her. She thinks Tamlin is Gwen's father. There's some repeating here. Gwen is 28, and all the other High Lords were under the mountain. She thinks Tamlin's dad would have already been dead at this point. Yes, we know that. His dad's been dead a long time, especially that's how Tamlin got his power, and he's the High Lord. Yeah. So she's correct. Yeah. It's
Rhys and Tamlin got their powers at the same exact time. So,
exactly.
Yeah.
So yes, it is like his father is long gone. And then she feels that Sarah J. Maas is setting Gwen up to have extra powers and is going to be Tamlin's chosen heir. I kind of think so. Mm-hmm. I actually do. I was like, that does totally make sense.
I definitely don't think the Supreme Court is done in any point.
And I think the Supreme Court is going to come back and do well and all this stuff. So I agree. It's not done.
I've said in another video, the Night Court and the Supreme Court are the front and center courts of this whole place. Yeah, you hear about the other courts, but the Night Court and the Supreme Court are the front runners right now.
Well, and then I think like maybe that's Gwen's whole purpose of being introduced to us. Yeah, so there's going to be love. I'm not saying that, but to become the High Lady, or to pull Tamlin out, or to, you know what I'm saying? Like maybe that is why she introduced her, because she was meant to be the one in the Supreme Court. I don't know. I don't know. We will see. Okay, and then another commenter said, after she did a reread, she thinks that her father is either, I hate these names, Hellion.
I call him Hellion.
I think I said Hellion too. And Thesan. It is specifically pointed out by Nesta that when Gwen sings, she glows. And both of these High Lords have glowing abilities that are mentioned. That is true. And then you go, okay, but I still don't think so. They were under the mountain.
Yeah, I mean, but unless there's just a backstory we haven't heard yet.
I mean, yeah, I guess. The only like someone else got an allowance to leave. I don't know.
Right. The only thing with that is, I mean, obviously right now there's more information on the Tamlin being her father than these other High Lords. We don't really know that much about. I mean, we know about Hellion and Thesan, but
I mean, I can see what she's saying.
Right. I think it
feel like it would be Tamlin.
Yeah, I need more on this about them possibly one of them being the father. I need more on that for me to really believe that. But then again, maybe we'll get a backstory on it. And
that's true. I mean, and if Amarantha did give Rhys a pass to leave.
Yeah, but Rhys was like, she trusted Rhys so much.
What I'm saying is,
she was like, yeah, go ahead.
They were down there a long time.
And he was like her assassin type guy, you know? Like he would go out and do the dirty work.
But I agree with that. But what I'm saying, to your point, if there's another backstory, maybe there was someone else a little bit too that, I don't know. I really don't think so. But, you know, you never know. Like maybe she was able to I don't think so, guys, but we'll go. Okay, this one totally made us laugh. This commenter, she was laughing at herself too. She said, when she was writing it, she was laughing because it was so ridiculous, but I thought this was hilarious. She commented as well, and she said, there is a theory floating around that Gwen is Lucian's granddaughter, which means Azriel will be entangled in a love triangle with Lucian's granddaughter and his mate.
Could you imagine?
I was dying.
Yeah.
Like, oh my God. Like,
and her comment she added in there, it was funny. She was like, I'm making myself laugh so hard.
Because it's
like,
so ridiculous
yeah.
or something. Yeah.
But yeah, it was.
As I write
was
this,
like,
I'm
oh
laughing.
my God, could you? That would be drama.
Yeah, we love the drama. That would at least bring a lot of drama. Like,
yes.
Lucian's like, you're taking not only my granddaughter, but my mate.
Now, like, listen, now say Azriel and Gwen do end up together, and then we find out Tamlin is her father. That would even cause a lot of drama. Totally, because Tamlin to the Night Court is their enemy, so that would...
There's gonna be drama everywhere. We had the drama with the love triangle, with the mates, with the... Oh, yep. Gosh, we are just headed for a great book, I tell ya. Okay.
Excitement.
I know, we are excited. Okay, so this is a Reddit user. Sarah, can you say this name, please? I'm leaving this one to you.
Agraruo?
We're so sorry.
Agraraujo.
You.
This is on Reddit.
This is yours, okay? She likes the story of Gwen being Tamlin's daughter. It could be his redemption arc. Tamlin dying to save Gwen or someone she loves and giving her power, and her being the first High Lady of the Supreme Court. I love that. I think that would be kind of a cool thing. This would be a high act of love for him, not of... Okay, sorry, I missed a sentence. Excuse me. Oh, no, I didn't. This would be a high act of love for him, not a healing woman's love, but of a father-daughter's love. I think that's what I like that.
Well,
I think that'd be
yeah.
cool. Maybe because we were thinking, oh no, like he's going to get his love. And he still may get a love story if he doesn't die. But, I mean... I kind of like that. It would be a different, again, another thing that's kind of different than a normal. Like Nesta has a redemption arc of love. This one might be a death. And there might be a lot of you that might like that. But I mean, I think that would be kind of cool. He dies not from a love from a woman, but from a father-daughter love. Like that saves her.
Yeah, this would be a love that
or someone she loves.
Is his. It's his.
Yeah.
Now say she is his child. It's his. She is his. So maybe that will be, and even if he doesn't die, but he changes his ways and he realizes that this is love, you know. And then this is the love he was meant to have, is, you know, loving his child.
Like a true pure love.
Yes. That will always be there, you know, regardless.
Yeah, and again, like she says, like it could be saving her or someone she loves, like Azriel or Nesta. You never know. Like,
or even him, just because he never wanted to be a High Lord. Him just giving her control of the Supreme Court and saying, you know, you would do a better job than me. You know.
Yeah,
in that sense, and not dying and kind of just.
Because I'm assuming you can just hand it over.
I don't know how that works.
Can you? But I don't want this anymore. Here you go.
Right.
I mean, I would assume he could.
I mean, he does have a lot of power. There's probably something you have to go through,
but yeah. I think that would be cool. So she says, and giving up his power for his daughter would be a beautiful act for him. Giving up his life for Gwen would be the first selfless thing he has done. I don't agree with that. I'm sorry. I mean, I agree with him giving up.
It would be selfless, yeah.
I do not think that's the only selfless thing he's done, you guys. I mean, first of all...
No.
I mean, I know some of you might not agree with that, but I don't think he's all that bad. I think he's done some crappy things. I don't condone it, but he has done. Look at what he did for Feyre and Azriel, you know, sending them up, helping them with the wind, finding off.
He's done, okay, we're not making this about Tamlin.
But you cannot say this is the first selfless act.
No, I mean, he told Feyre to be happy and he gave some of his power to Rhys to bring him back. I mean, he could have let Rhys die. So I do not agree with that either. This is not the first selfless thing he's done. It would be a selfless thing, and it would be a wonderful thing.
It would be a selfless act. It would help give him that redemption arc he needs, because he did a lot of crappy things that we don't like and we don't condone. We were like, ugh, Tamlin. We did that too. But if you really look into it, I don't think this is the first selfless act. Sorry, I don't.
No,
I'm sorry.
I don't either.
Sorry, not sorry. I really don't think so. Okay. Many people actually think that Tamlin will die protecting Gwen, and she will become the High Lady of the Spring Court. A lot of people have been writing that. When we were researching, a lot of people are saying this is what's going to happen. And I can see it. I
don't know, though. I don't know. I mean, I may be totally wrong. I don't think he's going to die. I just think he's just... I don't know. I just think he's such a big nemesis for them. I don't think he's going to be bad, but I think he'll just be there. He'll learn to help them.
Either way.
It could.
I can see it going where he doesn't, and then he does get a love story. But, I will say, we have always said, as much as it can make us mad when you do kind of start to like someone and then they kill him off, like sometimes I get so fierce, I want to throw the book and be like, I'm done reading it. But I have to say, I have to give it to authors because that makes a good book too.
To get your babies.
Yes.
And even everyone's like, I've read some comments or whatever. People are like, I don't see, say with Elaine being a villain. No, she wouldn't do that to her babies. Well, I get it. These characters are her babies. But, like she said, to make a good writer, to make one of your babies do something that, people think you wouldn't do to them, makes it a very good story.
As mad as you could be about it. I mean, I have to respect it.
It's a shocking moment where you're like, oh, and then you're like, you gotta read this book to other people.
And I do the whole thing where I'm telling her, I don't want to read it anymore. I'm mad or whatever. But then I really do want to read it. And I'm like, you know what? I have to give it, that's a good book. It's like when they kill off your favorite character on a TV show or, a series, whatever, and we get so mad about it. And you're like, oh, but you got to give it to them. It's excellent that they can do that because it's probably hard for them as a writer that develop these characters that fall in love with them in their own sense, it's their babies, to do that sometimes.
Yeah, so I wouldn't put it past Sarah to do something, like that. I'm not saying Elaine's going to be bad.
Honestly.
I'm not saying Elaine's going to be bad. I'm not saying Tamlin's not going to die. I'm just saying, I don't know.
I could see going either way, Tamlin dying or him not, but still giving up selfishly, whatever it may be, whether he's not the High Lord or whatever it may be. I could see it. And if he doesn't die, I do think he would get a love.
I do too.
And if he dies, then he did it for his daughter.
Yes.
Because I kind of think I'm convinced that this might be his daughter. I really do. I do.
It makes sense. Yeah, again, why bring it up if she was born
and most
then? It makes sense.
It just makes the most sense in my mind. Okay, and then someone did comment that they feel that Tamlin's story in the next books will be similar to Gabrielle's from Throne of Glass. Perhaps Sarah hasn't read it. Perhaps saving Gwen's life through sacrificing his own. And I really do think there's a lot of parallels between these two books, which I told her to read for a long time.
I know.
And I don't know, I kind of can see how it could be similar in that regard. Do you know who Gabrielle is?
No, but I'm trying to forget it. I'm trying to forget.
When she finally does, she's gonna know all about it already. Oh, I know.
I know they're very good books. I don't know why I didn't finish them. I'm sorry. I will do it. So.
And real quick, so now you made me forget what I was gonna say.
I'm sorry.
It was on our topic of Tamlin and this.
I thought you were gonna end it, and I wanted to just say, okay, go ahead.
I forgot.
I'm sorry.
Go ahead. I forgot. If I remember,
think about it. So I wanted to show you guys because I was super excited. Should I just leave them here?
I don't know. You can read them up close. You probably can't. Those are bookmarks.
So I have kind of an obsession with bookmarks now. I don't know why. But I think you guys might like these. This is from
I told her to keep it on her phone so she could tell you.
I have it right here. Okay.
Look how pretty these are, though.
Bookaholic store on Etsy. Look how cute these are.
So it's all the quartz.
So you have spring quartz right here, night quartz.
Can you guys see them?
Autumn quartz, day quartz, winter quartz, dawn quartz. You can't even see my face. Dawn quartz.
Are they upside down?
Summer quartz. But look at yeah.
Sorry.
Look at the night quartz. It has the 3 mountains and all that.
And the colors are really pretty,
too. So I wanted to show you guys these because I was super excited to get these. But they're
trying
on
to build
Etsy.
Our merch.
Yeah. They're on Etsy. We got some Darkling stuff from Shadow and Bone, too. So, but we got them on Etsy. And it's
yeah, so if you guys want to check it out, let's say it again.
Shop.
Bookaholic shop.
Bookaholic shop. I'm sorry. Bookaholic store.
Oh,
I
store,
apologize.
like shop. Bookaholic store.
Yes. So
On
I'm
Etsy.
promoting her because
She liked her
they're so
bookmarks.
cute. So, yeah, check them out. They're really, really cute, and I love them. I messed that up.
Soon
so.
she won't have bookshelf bookmarks. Sorry, my shelf is full of bookmarks. Not
dad.
books. Anyways, guys, this is it for is Gwen Tamlin's daughter. I think so.
Yeah,
I do. I think, you know what? You guys throw out who another father, maybe I believe that too. Except for I don't believe the Lucian. I'm not Lucian's
Lucian being her
granddaughter. I don't
grandfather.
think I don't. That one I didn't.
Well,
fall for.
we have to look more into that one too.
We'll look into it because someone else did comment, I think, that the other day on our one of our comments, and we have heard that, and we'll look into it. But
yeah, and we thank you guys. We love seeing your comments. We both see them. She replies more than I do because I'm at work, but I do see them, and I do give her my input to give to you guys.
yeah,
too,
a lot of times
so.
you'll see me say Sarah says because she's telling me what to say.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm the one, and I don't reply every day. I need to get better at that, but I get busy too with my kids and stuff. So we will reply. It's just and respond, but give us some time. We're glad summer's here. We can read more.
Yes, but we do see every comment. I check every morning, so
Thank you for your support.
We love it. We love you guys, so thank you.
And anyways, we would love for you to subscribe. We'd love for you to like the video. And we will see you next time with another review. Probably next. So anyways, we'll see. I was going to say I always want to say talk to you later. Like I'm on the phone with you guys.
Well, someone
Talk
said
to
it's
you
like
later.
a book club, so it's kind of like
Yeah, it's like our little personal book club.
Yeah.
Our ACOTAR Theories book club.
Yes. Oh,
One
and
of
we will put our Goodreads. A lot of people have been asking about it. We'll put it in the description.
You guys,
It took us forever to
I
figure
think there's
it out.
something wrong with my brain. I don't know. I couldn't figure it out. She figured it out like right away. I'm like, Sarah, can't do it. I'm a dinosaur. Can you tell me? I can't figure this out.
And
She's like,
I'm
"Oh,
a dinosaur
I
too, but I
Googled
just
it."
Googled it. Google's like,
I did too. I still couldn't figure it out. So anyways, we will start linking that in our description.
Yes.
If any of you guys want to.
We
Like,
need more followers.
We're kind of losers on there. We didn't do it to like
No.
anything. We just did it to track our books and stuff. But if you guys would like to follow us, you are more than welcome. And we are going to be working on getting an Instagram that will be more quote based.
Our favorite quotes.
We love quotes. I think we have said that before.
And maybe what we're reading for
we'll like maybe throw in
yeah.
other things. We're still kind of developing exactly what we want to do, but for sure more quotes, because I'm telling you, there's so many times I look at two things, a quote and go, I gotta read it, because I think I'm like, oh, that sounds good. Or a picture that I see on like Instagram. I'm like, look at these two. I gotta read it. Like they look good, or he looks hot. So we're kind of trying to figure that out, but we are kind of in the works on that as well. So we will let you know. Anyways, have a great day, and we will see you next time. Talk to you later. Bye.